I'm going to answer this. You lost it when both BBs went CV hunting. That is incorrect. So, when we looked at your match, your initial deployment, well, you had, I guess we'll just do this. So you had a cap, you had a cap, you had a cap, whatever. We're going dirty with that, woo. Your initial deployment, you had a CV, you had a sub, you had a cruiser, you had a battleship. You had a destroyer, and you had 2 battleships. Why were these 2 battleships here? These 2 battleships were here because you're a DD. So where did you go in your destroyer? Where did you take your destroyer? You took your destroyer into the cap. So where did the battleships go? With the DD. What happened after? You started to move down so that you could YOLO a battleship. So where did your DDs go? After the DD. You finished killing the battleship, and you started to move back mid. What happened? They were now off the map, and there was nothing else for them to do, so they continued moving forward. So you started moving mid. You dealt with cruiser and stuff. So what did they do? They started moving back toward the enemies, following the DD. Hey, look. There's a CV over there. So they shot the CV a bunch. These battleships did not decide to do some secret mission bullshit so that they could slide around the outside to go kill a destroyer or kill a carrier. They followed the DD. So who in that game took those 2 battleships on the scenic route that ended up killing them a CV? That's what I'm trying to explain with the destroyer positioning. Is that when you went off this way, you saw what they did. And after you took the cap, if you immediately cut in, then they can't go wide. They have to start coming in after you. So you can pull them into the fight. That's what you can do. That's the power of the front line. You didn't think you needed to think for them. You're bad. Okay, well, let's pretend this. Here you go. We're going to look at this differently. We're going to pretend that you're a battleship. So here we go. There's a CV. Cool. There's a sub and a cruiser that are going off this way, so theoretically they can work each other. There's a battleship. There's a DD. And you are in a battleship. Here's you. Here's another battleship. You can either A, you can follow this destroyer because it looks like there's a whole bunch of people going to the left, or you could go off to the right. If you go to the right, you guys work as a unit and try to figure out what you're going to do together. Realistically, what happens here is that the sub and the cruiser end up running off over here, which means you and your battleship bro have nothing between you and mid. So what are you and your battleship going to bro do? You're going to run away, which is exactly what happened. Only it was a single battleship at the time. All right, option 2. Let's look instead. You're going to go the other way now. You're going to go this way. Because you're going to follow the destroyer. Rockin'. So what's going to happen? You guys move south. There's a cap. You guys move south. And then the DD decides to bail on you to come back this way. Now, realistically, you could follow that. You could turn and you could go with this. Sure, you could. But you're already down here, and there's a CV that's spotted. Removing a CV is going to be useful, especially because your teammates are dead. So they go after the CV. What are you going to do there? At what point, when your destroyer runs off in this direction, are you going to think, I'm just going to YOLO this shit alone? I'm going to go in here and I'm going to man mode this crap. I don't need any of my teammates over here. Fuck them, they're dead. I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to make plays. How do you do this? How does this work out? It doesn't. It's not about you having to think for your battleships. It's about if you're going to leave your battleship alone with nobody there to protect him, nobody there to guide him, how do you expect him to just be like, fuck it, man. I'm a battleship. I'm going to kill bitches. Yeah. And you're just going to charge into the middle of the map and do whatever the hell you're going to do. It's not going to happen. You are the one who are guiding your team. There's a front line, there's a mid line, there's a back line. You defend the cruisers and give information to the battleships. Cruisers do the same thing. However, the cruisers are much easier to kill than destroyers, so they don't do it as well. But when you just remove this, yoink, and then you remove this, then you just have some dude that's like, fuck it, YOLO, or fuck it, I'll just farm from the back of the map, and he goes away. So I'm not trying to say like, bruh, you fucked up. This is your fault. Roar. That's not what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you that if you're going to play a destroyer, you have to recognize what you mean to your team so that you can allow them to thrive. Hopefully that's coming across.